Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel is Konami's take on the online card game simulator, using their own popular long-running trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's in the same vein as Hearthstone, MTG Arena, and the Pokemon trading card game online, but less like that one, because despite the recent Pokemon card craze, it still looks like this. All those artists, and they still use art that looks like it's out of a 2004 how to draw anime book. When Master Duel was announced, at first I was very excited. I've been a longtime fan of the anime, I used to collect and play the card game with friends, and because I just like when I see the word free. But with that excitement came a heavy degree of skepticism. After all, Yu-Gi-Oh is owned by Konami, who, if you're not aware, is one of the most hated video game companies at the moment, and maybe even of all time. And at this point, they essentially make all their money from mobile game microtransactions and dangling the corpse of Metal Gear Solid in front of Kojima and its fans. When the game shadow dropped in mid-January though, I was just happy to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh again. The last time I touched the cards, I was trying to figure out what the hell these newfangled things called pendulum monsters did. But since then, pendulum is far less relevant, and most decks revolve around this newfangled thing called a link summon? Yeah, okay Konami. I like The Legend of Zelda too, but this is too far. But now that the game has been out for a good amount of time, I think it's about time to give it a proper review. After all, I have about 360 hours in the game, I've hit Plat 1 a few times, and I've at least entered Diamond Rank. I've even lived through the Great Banquet Burn crisis of April, and at this point I've even watched hours of NBT content. And now I can't stop calling bad decks penis. The thing about Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel though is, well, it has Yu-Gi-Oh in the title. So if you like Yu-Gi-Oh, at the very least you'll get some sort of enjoyment out of the game, because, you know, you're just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm big-brained enough to review Yu-Gi-Oh! As a card game. But what I will review is where the value comes in otherwise. Things like the format, the card list and economy, the free-to-play value, and really just the overall experience surrounding the digital game as opposed to the in-IRL card game. Many players may remember that Master Duel started pretty bare bones when it released. And to be honest, the content and drip feed has been pretty up and down. The game just recently got the popular Sword Soul archetype, which is really the only meaningful card update it's got since launch. And of course it completely rules the meta these days in Ranked, so the current format isn't exactly the most interesting it could be.
Any Moe summoners in chat?
Other than that though, it's gotten some solo mode updates and cosmetics, not really much in the way of catching the game up to the current in-paper card list, or even any modes or alternative formats to queue in. The only other formats besides Ranked have been events, which, if you've played them, you'll know wind up being pretty unbalanced in terms of deck variety and the kind of decks the actual ban list is meant to promote. Basically what I'm trying to say is, ban True Draco from all the events for the love of God. If it's a fusion event, and you want everyone to use fusion strategies, then, I don't know, maybe make a ban list that removes the non-fusion strategies? What is the point of the event if I can roll up with True Draco or even Pendulum? Oh no, they hit this one to 1, or this one to 2. I don't know their names, I'm going to add them in post. Because I hate them. I hate the cards. I want them to burn. I want them to be banned from the game. Truthfully, the events could be so much fun and add so much to the game outside of Ranked, which is basically the only way to play right now without using crappy server lists. But when your events all become True Draco and Self-Kill Deck Gem Farmer Turbo, they become a lot less interesting and a lot more grindy. These could easily be improved with more curated ban lists, but even with events alone, the game still feels somewhat empty. How there isn't an unranked queue or ways to play a TCG version of the Master Duel ban list is beyond me, as different formats are the lifeblood of card games. Look at Magic the Gathering. People love Commander as an alternative to regular Constructed, and even I as a non-Magic player know that. Only having one real format to queue up in, and not even having a way to play without losing or gaining rank is such a weird decision for a game that is mostly targeted at more casual Yu-Gi-Oh players to begin with. At least it must be, because no one is going to use the Master Duel ban list to practice for regionals with a completely different meta and cards. Such simple additions could do so much for the game and bring the declining player base back to the high heights it was at when the game first launched. I know it's Konami I'm preaching to here, who, by the way, just dropped a new ban list right before a regional without any notice, but this would make them more money. So surely at least that is important to them. You could even add Metal Gear Solid sleeves to the game. I don't give a shit, just give us different ways to play the game that don't suck ass and only last like a month. I have a lot to say about the ins and outs of Master Duel and what I'd like to see change, but since the game is thankfully still being supported and getting updates here and there, I'm sure my opinion will change with it, so I won't harp on some of the more nitpicky things. But as it is now, the game is a great framework for a really solid online card simulator. But it still feels like it's in early access or something. It needs more time to be fleshed out and feel like a truly worthwhile online Yu-Gi-Oh experience. If you are someone who wants to learn Yu-Gi-Oh, then I can't recommend it enough as your starting point. The tutorial is solid and it's great fun to play here and there, climb the rank ladder a few times. It really is a great casual Yu-Gi-Oh enjoyer experience. But once you've gotten competent at the game, the best of one format, the wonky ban list, and the lack of enjoyable alternative formats really takes a toll on your enjoyment. And if you do hit that point, until Master Duel becomes more than a surface level ranked best of one simulator, competitively, it's best just to go download Yu-Gi-Oh Omega, shove the adventure package in your deck, and figure out what the deal is with all these birds that normal summon each other. Just want to interject here and add an addendum, because the game did just drop a new selection pack with the Flunders and the adventure engine, and I think that's it, but they did add more cards to the game. From what I understand, I haven't really played the format. From what I understand, it is not that fun, but they did add more cards, so I will concede that they have added more cards than just the one, okay. There also was a Limit 1 event that passed recently that it just didn't make the timing was wrong for my video. I'm sorry, I'm a hack fraud. I did play that. It was a good event, thankfully. So hopefully they continue to be this way. I think the next one is no extra deck event. Just wanted to add this on at the end, just so if people watch the video, they don't complain in the comments saying like, oh, I can't believe he didn't talk about the new cards. What a fucking idiot. Yeah, it takes a while for me to make a video, okay? I'm fucking slow. Okay, so there you go. I talked about it. You're welcome. I'll shut the fuck up. I really do hope the day comes when I can recommend Master Duel to every kind of Yu-Gi-Oh player, wholeheartedly. However, as it is now, it's only kind of worth playing. I know I'm kind of copping out by not giving a yes or no, but get scammed, losers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash the sub button and like button if you enjoyed. And if you didn't enjoy, fuck you. I also stream Master Duel and various other games over on Twitch, so feel free to stop by, or don't. I don't care. Bye.